Welcome to Divorce Diaries Show podcast. My name is Michelle Trina, and I'm the creator of Divorce Diaries. And I'm back. I'm going to be doing bi-monthly episodes because my schedule's just a little out of hand right now. I haven't brushed my hair today. That's the true life of Michelle Trina. I'm a single mom, creator of Divorce Diaries, trying not to let my ADHD take over my life. I don't know. I have to tell you guys, I'm overwhelmed. September is a month where you're like, yay, it's the start of a new school year. And shit is underway. Let me tell you something. I hate middle school. I've always hated middle school. I don't want my daughter to be in middle school, and I just want it to be over. I don't want it to be over. I just don't want my daughter to have the same middle school experience that I had. And I already witnessed a group of girls mocking her. She didn't witness it, but I saw it, and my stomach dropped, and I shouted at my daughter, "Hi, bye." And the girls looked at me, and I said, "What's your problem?" And they looked back at me again, and I said, "I saw what you did." And the girl goes, "Okay." And then I called the principal and I told them what happened. And like, pretty much they were nice to me about everything, but I don't think anything was done. My daughter didn't even know what happened. So they really didn't even, and she doesn't know the names of the girls. But I'm still upset about it. And my daughter's overwhelmed with the schoolwork. She's like, she's got gymnastics. She wasn't feeling well the other day. We missed school. She has ADHD. She has sensory issues that spark the impulsivity and ADHD. And she only feels comfortable to calm down in front of me or with me. And it's like, I don't know what I'm doing. And as a comedian, I'm trying to make fun of this, but it's like scary to not know if your child's going to have a meltdown and how to handle it appropriately. And then you want to love on them, but you also don't. And I'm sharing this as part of my journey because I want to help other mothers, but I don't know what I'm doing. And I'm lonely. I want the love partner of mine to come along. And I mean lonely as in don't creep on my messages and say, "Oh, I could take you to dinner." And I can take myself to dinner. I want to be with the person I'm supposed to be with. But I'm pretty sure God's like, "Bitch, have you not gotten by now? You're not supposed to be with somebody because I don't know. I am I and I promised myself at my cousin's wedding I wasn't going to fight with my mom, and within 5 minutes of the weekend starting, I was fighting with my mom. And that continued from the time that I was being verbally there was a guy in an Iron Maiden groupie outfit outside of our bed and breakfast resort hotel thing in upstate New York in the Catskills who was verbally aggressive with me. So I got back at him. I went right back at him because I parked too close to his car. Meanwhile, there's no other spots, and it was a parking lot that was on grass in the Catskills. And he had plenty of room. This guy told me to get out. I went back at him. We went back and forth. This was the same Catskills area where the girl age shamed me, and I went right back at her and shamed her for age shaming me. Something about the Catskills. So I'm working on how to focus on only things that are serving me and not get deterred by people infringing upon the name Divorce Diaries. That was another deterrent. And I had to figure out if I was going to do cease and desist or pause or wait, put it on the back burner. I don't know. Now I'm taking away time for creating my own content. Go back and forth with a guy who looks like he just came out of a motorcycle function outside of Hershey Park, and he's late on rent. But go back and forth with my mom about how many glasses of wine or espresso martinis I've had at a wedding that has a open bar, and also tell her that like I'm 42, I can dance with whoever I want. But she was like shaming. She was like inadvertently shaming me for dancing with a guy at a wedding who was dancing with me, and then told me she wasn't. And then like I felt bad on the way home because I'm like, this is my mom. I don't want to fight with her. And yet we fought throughout the entire wedding. But the wedding was lovely. It was beautiful and amazing. And I tried to not cry that I don't have that love like that because I'm supposed to be grateful for what I do have, which is an amazing daughter, an amazing home, and amazing work. But it was hard. Um, and the guy that I was dancing with, I've known for some time. We worked together. So my cousin's friend, he introduced me. A lot of my cousin's friends I have met over the years. So it was great to see a lot of them. And this one in particular, I've worked with. I was a choreographer for his theater program a while back, and he's cute. And I knew he was going to be there. I was like, oh, I wonder if he's still single. And he's single. I'm single. We were dancing. We were having a really nice time. And he was coming up to me and dancing. So I was like, all right, whatever the night takes us. Then at the bar after party, he was telling me how he has definitely straight, and I knew he was straight, but that he had been experimenting with men to even, and it made him even more sure that he was straight. And I was like, wow, I just got so not wet from this conversation. Um, yeah, it was definitely, unfortunately for me, that's a turn off because I feel like if I have to be with a guy who's been with a guy, I'm going to feel like I'm never good enough. I'm already feeling like I'm never good enough, and we already are working that in therapy. You add another gender to the mix, I don't think at 42 I can go all over. I just don't know if I have the capacity right now to handle the fact that you've been with other genders, the other gender, and now you're with me and like we're making out, but like are you really liking me because I look like a guy or because I'm sexy and look like a woman? This is all my issue. I'm just saying I was turned off at that point. Still thinking about divorce perfect guy and how much we don't talk, which is that's it. I keep thinking in the back of my head I'm over it, like not a big deal. I'm thinking about it constantly. Not I'm gonna say constantly. I still go back to it though. Like today I had a bad day where I went back to it because he liked my LinkedIn post yesterday. I've been thinking about it. Why have we not talked at all? He has not really reached out to me. He reached out to me last month to say something small about a post, like my Instagram story, the comic strip. He lives close to there, so he's like, whatever he wrote about, good luck at the show. And it was like, okay, I still feel like he was poking at me and there was some intrigue. And then when we kissed and we made out, it was nice. There's something I did after that. I don't know if it was because I sent the message. I was thinking about him. He had messaged me first, just a FYI for everyone. That guy messaged me first to wish me good luck on my shows. And then that Saturday, I was doing my show in Chicago, and the people from the audience that knew me from another person said, you should message him. And I was like, I don't think so. They're like, you should. And I texted him and said I was thinking about him. And stupidly, that's what I think. I don't know. Maybe he was thinking other stuff before that, but I think that also put him to think, oh, does she have feelings for me? Okay. The gist is the guy's an idiot. He passed on me, regardless of how nice everyone says he is, regardless of how great everyone thinks this guy is. He's a good guy. He's a this. He didn't lead you on. He's a fucking idiot. He passed on me, and I'm still upset about it. It still makes me feel like because he was so handsome and such a nice guy, I keep thinking that he's repulsed by me, and it doesn't make me feel good. It makes me feel pretty horrible. And it's also to me like conflicting because the kiss was so great, the makeout was so good, and it felt good. And it hurts. It still hurts. This was 5 months ago. And then I have friends with benefits that was my distraction this summer who hasn't even talked to me in 2 weeks. And I'm sure either he heard my last podcast, if he even took the time to listen to my content, or he just does or he just doesn't care. Like he doesn't. Like he's away for work all the time. Even if he wasn't away for work, he's mentally away. He's one of those dudes that is like, nope. Or it's me. It's something, and someone said that to me on my TikTok. They're like, maybe it's something that you're giving off to these guys that they could already feel your urges. Well, first of all, I'm a stand-up comedian with a brand in the public that's about my post-divorce journey and falling for unavailable men. So clearly they're gonna know. So, whatever. My urge is to be in a healthy, loving relationship where the man doesn't want me to shift who I am, and I don't want the man to shift who he is. We're friends. He enjoys spending time with me, doesn't run away from me, and lets me be me. And also doesn't suffocate me. I have been with people that do that, and it's a complete and utter turnoff. I know I have to love myself, but I'm confused about what more loving myself I have to do. And I have not texted friends with benefits. I have not texted divorce perfect, imperfect guy. I want to go on fuck's giving him the perfect title. I have not messaged them. I have it's been hard to not message friends with benefits because to me, he's the toss away of like, we have this friendship that we try dating, then we fall out, then we fell back in. Now we're just friends with benefits. But I want more. And now we haven't talked in 2 weeks. I'm not initiating conversation with him. He should initiate it with me. I am really want to initiate with him to avoid texting the other guy. But then I'm just like, let's avoid texting any of them because I always take the route of, well, I could just message him because I wear myself out. But I'm trying to make a different choice. I am making a different choice because the other choice has never worked out. The people, the men in my life that I've had feelings for, and it seems like every man I've had feelings for since my divorce has not reciprocated the feelings in the same way. Every route I've taken to try to fix that has not worked because those men don't deserve me. And I personally think too, even before my ex-husband, there were some similarities with this as well. And I do feel like there's something within me that's turned on by the men that don't want a relationship or don't want to be with me. Is it the chase? Is it the, oh, can get them? I'm too exhausted at 42 to deal with this shit. I thought Divorce Perfect Guy was very handsome. He's in my industry. I didn't know if it was going to be friendship, workship. Let's try a little fun ship. Maybe I should have said right up front, do you want to just have fun? I'm not looking for a relationship. But then what if he would have rejected me physically? That would have been worse. I don't know. I feel horrible about the whole thing. I wish I could go back and just sit and talk with him and say, why did you make me feel repulsed? Why did it feel like you were all of a sudden repulsed to even see me again based off the fact we haven't talked in 5 months? I want to go back to Friends with Benefits last year on our first date and say, I don't I I want to say to him, you know what I'm looking for because you've known me for 3 years. This is 3 years last year. You've known me through 3 years. Do not fuck this up. Yeah, it doesn't matter. It's over. I have to move on. I want other men to be in my life that I find attractive, but look what happens. Dancing with a cute guy at a wedding. Tells me 5 minutes later he's been with men. I, this summer, I said, I just want to meet somebody else. So brought someone else in my line of vision. God threw me a hot guy from a cigar shop. But he's like, I live with my son's mother. It's complicated. I mean, God, universe, send me another guy who's single, available, can physically take care of himself, and wants to take me to dinner. And also, I need to be physically attracted to him. Please don't send me these men that I'm like, I feel like God is just in the clearance rack with me. And he's like, let me see. Maybe she'll try this one on because it's all we got. I don't think it's God's fault. It's just there's nothing new coming in. That Jesus and God are dealing with the clearance rack of men. Hey, listen, I probably am the clearance rack of women at this point. But you know what? I say this in my stand up. I wish I was on the clearance rack because then they couldn't return me. All right. So, self love. Where are we in the journey? Because I've been talking about this on my podcast, on my Instagram stories, on my TikTok lives. I don't know. I want to talk to my therapist about this. I don't know where I am. I'm still thinking about the men that don't deserve the headspace. I'm still having that problem where people are in my head. And this was also on a professional lens when I was dealing with looking down a rabbit hole of people who use the name Divorce Diaries on their TikToks or Instagrams. I went down a rabbit hole. I wasted a lot of time and I put it on the side for now because it was making me sick and I was taking away productive time from my carrying on my own business. Same thing with the men. If I'm thinking about Friend with Benefits or Divorce Perfect Guy, it's like they are living in my head rent free. Now, people have used this expression with me before, but here's the thing. I don't got no eviction police in my head to kick them out. I don't have a life coach standing next to me reading a polygraph that says, oh, you just thought about Friends with Benefits. Give me 80 push-ups. Because if you do have to do 80 push-ups every time you think about somebody that doesn't deserve your thoughts, you'd be too fucking tired to think about them again. Let's get that service. I'd pay for that service. I'd go broke because I would be thinking about these people that don't deserve my headspace, and I'd be dying over doing 80 push-ups every time, and I'd have no money to pay the person to live their own life next to me for fucking 30 days. Think about it. But that's a good, pretty good service. If we could find the kind of polygraph to do that and some kind of coach to hold you accountable. So the only thing I know about my self-love journey on today, September 19th, 2024, is that I do know in the last 2 weeks, I have not reached out to friends with benefits. In the last August, September, 3 months, I have not said a word to, I haven't initiated any conversation to divorce perfect guy except in response to whatever he has said to me. And I think that's a better step than I've made in the past, where I usually would reach out to the person. So I am going to consciously continue not, I'm going to consciously continue matching the person's energy and not giving. That's the only thing I can say. That's where I'm at in my self love journey. I love myself. I just don't know why I am literally meeting no one that excites me. And when I meet someone that excites me, they run the fuck away or just want to fuck me and then run the fuck away. I'm busy. I'm busy. Got a lot going on. You have nothing going on. Because when I come into your life, and this every woman should think of it this way, every man should think about it this way too, regardless of the gender. When I come into your life, you now have something going on. That's how you need to think about yourself. I am everything for my daughter. And if a man comes into my life who looks at me, and I'm not saying that looks at me like their mom, but looks at me in the sense of the way my child values me in her life, and I, again, not saying as a mother, but values me, maybe then they can get some more time. Maybe then there's a space. But the fact that these jerk offs make me feel so shitty about myself. And I know I'm not supposed to project that because it's me, right? My own insecurity, blah, blah, blah. But I have to self talk myself into saying, like, the fact that this person hasn't engaged in real conversation with me in 5 months, and the other person was intimate with me 2 weeks ago and hasn't even said hello, they deserve to trip over their 2 feet into a pile of grass with bugs in it because they're an idiot. That's what we need to say to ourselves. Pump ourselves up. And then on the professional side, if something's bothering you with work and it's getting stuck into your head, like for me, and then I start having imposter syndrome and I start being down on myself, you have to tell yourself, remind yourself of the things that you have done and say, I am me, and that's what's going to help me stand out. And honestly, what has worked for me is when I turn to a person in my professional world who I know is a positive person and always supports me, I give them a compliment. Give somebody else a compliment. Start by doing that. I mean, that's what's been helping me. And then creating. I just, instead of looking at the negativity things or the things that are drawing for my attention, I create. Hence why I'm on the podcast today. Thank you guys so much for always tuning into Divorce Diary Show podcast. Tell me what your self-love journey is and what you're doing to better love yourself. And if you have any funny quips or stories about your divorce, I will include them in, and you send me an email, divorcediaryshow@gmail.com. I will read it on air. I have a fun guest next week, Carolyn Daly, and I believe her paralegal or her assistant is coming on as well. So I can't wait for the episode because we're going to be shooting on location. So that's right. We're going to Newark, New Jersey to shoot. Very excited. I'm overwhelmed by the amount of shit September carries between shows coming up, being a mom, being a gymnastics mom, because that's a whole nother mommy thing you have to do, and trying to just love myself instead of thinking about when am I going to find my partner, and obviously being the best performer I can be, comedian, actor, host, etc. I love you guys. Upcoming shows, September 27th, 28th, Funny Stop Comedy Club in Ohio, Cuyahoga Falls, baby. I'm heading back. October 24th is in Morris Plains, New Jersey, Dojo Comedy Club. October 25th and 26th in Princeton. December 19th in Tulsa. This old Divorce Diary shows live. And then you can go to my website, michelletrina.com or divorcediaryshow.com to click the link for Get Tickets. And you will see all the other shows I do in addition to Divorce Diaries. And I, of course, host What's Up New York on ny2c.com. So if you're looking for new content you want to watch me in, there's more content there. Follow me on all platforms. Divorce Diaries show, Divorce Diaries, Michelle Trina. If you don't see my face in it, it's a fucking imposter. Okay, I'll take it back. It's just a person that doesn't realize I have trademark and copywritten a brand, and I'm going down that spiral again. Michelle Trina, Divorce Diaries. I love you guys. Stay tuned.